Imagine waking up strapped to a chair, the room flooded with blinding lights, shadowy figures scribbling notes as chemicals drip into your veins. You try to scream, but no one's listening. It sounds like the plot of a dystopian thriller, but for some, this was reality. For decades, the CIA conducted secret mind control experiments on unwitting citizens. It was called MK Ultra, a project that started in the 1950s and pushed the boundaries of science and ethics in ways that are almost too shocking to believe. But here's the kicker. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's real. And the evidence? It's right there in declassified government files. Today, we're diving deep into the dark and disturbing history of MK Ultra, uncovering what the CIA was willing to do in the name of national security and exploring the lives shattered in its wake. The year was 1953. The Cold War was in full swing, and America was gripped with paranoia. The fear that Soviet and Chinese forces were developing mind control techniques to brainwash soldiers and civilians. To combat this, the CIA launched MK Ultra, a covert project aimed at mastering the science of controlling the human mind. The idea was simple and terrifying. If America could learn to control minds, they could turn enemies into allies, force confessions, and create sleeper agents at will. To make that happen, the CIA began experimenting with hypnosis, sensory deprivation, electroshock therapy, and perhaps most famously, LSD. Over the next 2 decades, these experiments would be carried out on prisoners, mental patients, military personnel, and even ordinary citizens, all without their knowledge or consent. Hospitals, universities, and even prisons became testing grounds for mind control. Innocent people were dosed with LSD, hypnotized, and subjected to extreme psychological torture. Some were kept in sensory deprivation tanks for weeks. Others were given mass doses of hallucinogens without warning, just to see what would happen. One of the most notorious cases was that of Frank Olson, a CIA scientist who fell, or was pushed, from a hotel window after allegedly being dosed with LSD against his will. His death was ruled a suicide, but decades later, evidence suggested something far more sinister. And he wasn't alone. Hundreds of lives were destroyed, families torn apart, and most of it swept under the rug. For years, rumors of mind control experiments were dismissed as wild conspiracy theories. But in 1975, the lid was blown off. Congressional hearings exposed MK Ultra for what it was, a real, government-backed program of psychological warfare and human experimentation. Documents were released, testimonies given, and the world finally saw the truth. But even with this revelation, only a fraction of the files were made public. The rest, destroyed by the CIA in 1973 on orders from then Director Richard Helms. The question remains, what don't we know? MK Ultra officially ended in the 1970s, but its impact lingers. Whistleblowers claim that mind control techniques have evolved, that they never really stopped. And with today's technology, the possibilities are even more terrifying. Mind control isn't science fiction, it's history, and perhaps it's still happening. MK Ultra is proof that sometimes the truth is far darker than the conspiracy, and if history is any indication, there's always more beneath the surface. Stay aware, stay informed, and remember, sometimes the real conspiracies are the ones hiding in plain sight.